Welcome to Discover the Santa Ynez Valley. I'm Shelby Sim, and today we'll be visiting Solvang, Los Olivos, and Santa Ynez. I'm ready, and I hope you are too. So let's head over to ForFriends Inn to start our day. If you're looking for rest and relaxation, Santa Ynez is the place to be. ForFriends Inn is a delightful bed and breakfast that specializes in making your stay personal. Let's meet the owner, Dave, and learn more about his philosophy. Here we are at ForFriends Inn in Santa Ynez. I'm sitting here with Dave Pollock, the proprietor, and tell us a little bit about the inn. How did it come about, Dave?
Well, Shelby, good morning.
Good morning.
And thanks for asking. ForFriends Inn. We're a wine country bed and breakfast here in Santa Ynez, my wife Katie and I have owned this now we'll be celebrating our 8th year of ownership this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we bought it with some friends back in 2012, and they've since moved on, but we've really enjoyed having the inn as not only part of our lives, but part of our guests' lives over the years.
How did the name come about?
It's literal. It actually is literal in a couple different senses. Number one is there were 4 of us in the beginning, as I mentioned to you. However, you'll notice that it's FOR. We really wanted it to be about, or for our friends, to be about our friends. But the word play, the fact that there were 4 of us,
sure,
was not accidental. That was on purpose. So.
What kind of folks come and stay at the ForFriends Inn?
Couples looking for a romantic getaway. In fact, we pitch ourselves as a romantic wine country getaway for couples. Wine enthusiasts, for sure, but not all of them. It's certainly not a requirement. Just folks that really want to get away, relax, reconnect. As one of our guests said to me recently, we're less than 2 hours from LA, but it might as well be a million miles.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're just 40 minutes from the coast of Santa Barbara, and also a completely different world. Mm-hmm. A great escape. What are guests enjoying here? What's their favorite part?
The fact that they can come up here and feel like they're at home. We welcome guests into our inn as we welcome guests into our home. Granted, we have 8 rooms here, so there can be quite a few guests at any one time, but that's really part of the fun. People can expect to come up and be social, have fun, relax. We'll talk about wine, but we'll also talk about other things. We'll talk about music and lots of other things to do here in the valley as well.
Come as strangers, leave as family.
Come as strangers, leave as family. In fact, our tagline for a long time was arrive as guests, leave as friends.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. I think one of the most rewarding parts of the whole experience for us is watching people connect and make new friends while they're here. And around the breakfast table in the mornings, people are talking about what they did the day before and what they're planning to do that day. And then wine and hors d'oeuvre hour that we host each evening, listening to their stories of the day. How was their day, their experience? We love to ask, what's the find of the day? What's the find of the trip so far? Anyway, it's just very fun. It's just people being friendly and connecting.
That's great.
And that's really.
Are you still playing music at the happy hours? I got to enjoy one of those, and it was a really good time.
Thank you for saying so.
Yeah.
Yes, I play guitar, as you know, for our guests, typically on the weekends. Not every weekend, but many. We also keep extra instruments here, and invite our guests to come and join us.
That's fantastic.
And of which, and many do.
Yeah.
as a matter of fact. You know, we play songs that are recognizable by everybody, the old classics, if you would, 60s and 70s sort of stuff. And it's just fun. You know, it's just fun and relaxing and great vibe.
Over 8 years, I would imagine you've made a lot of friends, and so you have a lot of repeat visitors?
Actually, about a third of our guests are repeats, as a matter of fact.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, everybody should come and become a friend of ForFriends Inn. Anything else you'd like to share with us, Dave?
We do, in addition to welcoming couples who are looking for a romantic getaway, as I mentioned, we also do corporate retreats here. Our size makes us absolutely perfect for small teams, teams of 9 people or less, because they can come here, they can take the entire inn. It'll feel like they're at a home, if you would. Yet we've got all of the tech and all of the services that folks come to expect for corporate offsites. Plus we got the team here to take care of them as well. So we'll help them design a retreat. Retreats are typically 2 to 3 days in length.
Right.
We'll help them design a retreat that involves as much work or as much fun as they want, or, as is often the case, the right blend of both.
Sure, and then it is a perfect location for a small group to stay and have full run of the house. And I know that you have partnerships with a lot of local wineries as well.
We do. In fact, every one of our guests receives our Friendship Pass as thanks for coming to stay. And our Friendship Pass gets them complimentary and 2-for-1 tastings at over 40 of the wineries, the wonderful wineries here in Santa Barbara County. We also have kind of an extra special relationship with 8 of those wineries. Our rooms are named after wineries. And in exchange for a lot of cross-promotional marketing activities, they provide wine that we share with our guests at wine and hors d'oeuvre hours. So we really get to spend a lot of time talking about the wonderful relationships here in the valley. You know, one of the great things about this valley is that everybody's just down to earth.
Yeah.
You know, we have got incredible wines, incredible scenery, incredible attractions. Yet there's nothing pretentious about it.
Right. One of my sayings is it doesn't matter what type of jeans you're wearing in the Santa Ynez Valley.
Absolutely.
Everybody's welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, we welcome folks of all walks, and you wouldn't know it actually when they get here. And we love to send them out to enjoy different wineries. One of the questions we're often asked is, do you have to be a wine connoisseur to really come up here and enjoy yourself? And the answer to that is an emphatic no. In fact, we love helping people become acquainted with wine country, if you would.
Become comfortable.
Become comfortable.
Yeah,
we'll send them,
approachable.
and we'll send them to the tasting rooms where we know they'll take care of it. And then we'll call ahead, actually, and say, you know, they haven't been to a lot of tasting rooms in their lives. Take care of them, ease them in, take care of them, and really show them what it's all about.
Can you tell us how we can find ForFriends Inn and then more information?
You bet. Couple different ways. First, our website. For folks that like to do it themselves, www.forfriendsinn.com. They'll find tons of great pictures, images of people having fun, pictures of our rooms, and everything that's included in their stay. You can also click on the reservation button to go to our reservation service and make reservations right there. For those that want more of a human touch, we appreciate that. They're always welcome to call us. Area code 805-693-0303 gets them here to the inn.
Excellent. Thanks again, buddy.
Thank you.
Now that we're checked in, we're going to head a couple miles down the road to Los Olivos, where a family has established themselves as a truly international gourmet brand. This is Global Gardens. Theo and Sunita, thank you so much for having us out this afternoon to Global Gardens.
Thanks for coming, Shelby.
Tell us about your operation.
So we were the first in Santa Barbara County to plant olives for olive oil, and we're embarking on our 22nd harvest season, which I can't believe.
Congratulations, that's
And
amazing.
Sunita's been part of the business since she was a little girl, doing like stickers on
No longer a little
Saturday
girl.
mornings. No longer a little girl, right? So we do a tasting at the tasting bar, and what we do is a little unique. We do a tasting by varietal. So we have a little tasting tray set up for you there, 1 through 12. We've got some little numbers on it. And we start off, there are so many similarities to tasting wine, but one of the great things about this is that kids can join in. So we're super family friendly, and we've been known to actually do tastings for children while parents are out enjoying a glass of wine in our picnic garden. And so with the tasting tray, we get to experience different flavors of the region, much like with wines. You do get a terroir on olive oil.
Terroir, explain that to us.
So it's a fancy French word for dirt.
Okay.
But basically it encompasses the environment, the climate. You know, bees don't pollinate olive trees or grapes. So consequently, they get their biochemistry, they get their flavor energy from the soil. And so consequently, you can taste an Arbequina from here, or you can go to another olive oil producer and taste their Arbequina, and it's going to be totally different. So it's much like wines. You know, you have your favorite Pinot Noirs from the area, and Santa Rita Hills can taste different than the Los Olivos appellation. So consequently, there are many flavors for everybody. And we have mild olive oils, medium and robust. I recently acquired my olive oil sommelier certification. So I pretty much know everything you might want to know about olive oil. Are you going to taste?
Absolutely. What do we have here?
All right, we've got our Arbequina.
Arbequina, and what is that?
So Arbequina is a Spanish varietal. We're going to have to teach you some foreign languages
Okay.
today.
Yes, absolutely.
And yeah, there will be a quiz afterwards. We always tell people that, but no, we never give it to them. But these are some unique words, much like French names and Spanish names for wines. And the Arbequina is our fruitiest olive oil. So it's really our most mild, it's our most friendly, and we call it our nice to meet you. And then this is our newest bottling, and it's called Nochelada, and we call it Gaga because everybody goes Gaga over it because it's a butter replacement. It's a great replacement for butter.
So while I taste this,
So,
tell us a little bit about the history of olives in the valley and olive oil.
So we were the first to plant olives for olive oil in 1995. We got started up in Los Alamos. We put 2,000 olive trees up there at Rancho La Cuna. And gosh, the business has grown. People ask me to design and plant olive groves for them. So what I do selfishly is pick varietals that I don't own myself or that we didn't own initially, and then plant different varietals. So now we have this range of flavors on our tasting bar.
These are both beautiful.
So we'll get to some little peppery finishes. And this is a real interesting one. This will be a fun test for you because the Ascalano, people either get tropical notes on this one, especially, it seems like it's a guy-girl thing, like men will get more bananas and mangoes as a finish, and I tend to get more pepper. What do you get on this one?
I get more of a fruitier finishes on those.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one olive oil that no one can agree to the finish on it. So this is a lot of fun from an interactive standpoint, you know, with the kids, with the family. I can't tell you how many parents have come in, even with teenagers, and they're like, oh no, he won't do it, like he doesn't exist. And then suddenly he's tasting and they're having a good time together, and you know, everybody eats.
Yeah.
And when you get something that's unique, and even for smaller kids, they look at that like it's a painting tray or something, so the fingers can go in, the toes can go in, and
So
everybody
I got
can have a good time.
mango out of that.
You got mango.
Number 3.
See?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that
Your
the guy
It
thing?
happens.
Oh,
That-
gee
the
whiz.
mango's a guy
Yeah. Oh.
I love it. I get white pepper.
Yeah.
You get whatever
I
you
get more of a fruitier finish. It
Yeah.
has a very mild start, and it
Yeah.
starts to grow as you
Gets
let it
sweet
linger.
towards
Yeah.
the end,
Yeah.
yeah. But with
Yeah.
a full balanced sweetness, not,
Right.
not a sugary sweetness.
So this next one we call our backyard, and it is 100% Koroneki varietal. And we were the first to bring this varietal to the United States. The trees are from Greece. We brought in 500 trees from the island of Crete. And they came
brought
in
in 500
as
trees.
little tiny trees. Yes, they were bare rootstock. And so long story short, here they are. They're right behind us here.
My
And
goodness.
so the terroir of this property is more sage. So there's a year-round creek that flows behind this whole property. It's the Alamo Pintado Creek, goes all the way to the ocean. This property was an old stagecoach stop. So we're surrounded by an old stone wall here that's a couple hundred years old, and the creek terroir will have a sagey finish to it. And if you get mangoes on that, we're in trouble.
Yeah, this is my favorite one.
Is it?
The backyard.
Theo, Sunita, thank you so much for having us out today. Please tell us how we can find out more information from Global Gardens and about your club and everything Global Gardens.
Absolutely. So our website is globalgardensonline.com. Instagram is something we love, and we're just at Global Gardens. And then, of course, Facebook is just facebook.com/Global Gardens.
Thank you both so much again.
Thanks for coming.
Cheers, yes.
Great.
That tasting was a fantastic appetizer, and I'm looking forward to having a full meal at Mad Vin in Solvang. Located in the Lansby Hotel, this restaurant blends multiple cultures and cuisines. Let's check it out. Barry, Chef Beto.
How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Thanks for having us out to Mad Vin within the Lansby. Very excited to be here. Chef, please tell us about your philosophy and about the restaurant, how it came to be and what's going on.
Okay, so I joined the company in 2015 as a sous chef, and then I took over the kitchen a year later, and I've been cooking ever since here. We do a lot of classic dishes with my spin on it. Basically, I've been cooking for over 20 years, so all those years of experience is what you see on my menu with a little bit of spin. So
what is your spin?
We do a lot of Latin spin on it. I mean, I was raised and born in Mexico. Born and raised in Mexico. So there's a lot of influence, a lot of spices and why not in my food. So.
Are you just for the hotel guests? Are you for the locals? Are you for whoever comes in? And
I think we're pretty much equal, but during the winter it's more the locals, and then the summer the hotel's full the whole time, and it's locals and it's sort of all the guests that are staying here and people just visiting.
Is it breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
We do breakfast and dinner, and we do brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sometimes we'll expand the hours during the summer as needed.
That's fantastic. What do we have in front of us here?
So we have two of our classic dishes. First of all, we have fried calamari. It's breaded and deep fried, and not just calamari. There's a lot of stuff in there. I mean, well balanced. You got a little bit of heat from peppers, jalapenos, and then you have the sweetness from the red onions in there as well. And we got the calamari, and also we slice lemon thin, and we bread them and fry them as well, so you get a little bit of almost bitterness at the same time. So you get a lot of balance in there, and the sauce is a garlic aioli. It's just classic, so you get a lot of sweetness and fattiness in there.
So I gotta make a comment that garlic aioli is really good, and I've had the fries at the bar at the Lansby a few times, and I always order extra garlic aioli. It's delicious. Can't wait to dig into that. What do we have over here?
And on this side we have a braised short rib, bone-in. We braise it for about 3 hours or so. Lots of red wine and vegetables and herbs in there.
It looks amazing. Can't wait to dig in. But before we do, I noticed there's some wine over here. Barry, what do we have?
These are all actually our house wines, which I'm very proud of. We partnered with Lucas and Llewellyn. And these wines are put together every year. We taste them together and select them. The Chardonnay has to be a wine which can be had with dinner, with food, and also as we do a lot of receptions, so it needs to be also enjoyed without food. So it's really balanced well. And then we have a Pinot Noir. It's a little bit lighter of the two. It's a classic Pinot Noir, and it's very light but fruit forward, well balanced again. And then it's unusual, but we do have also, and they don't make quite as much of it, the Cabernet Sauvignon. It's a really luscious wine, but all this fruit is from Santa Barbara County, so it's a true, really nice relationship we have with Lucas and Llewellyn. The wines, I mean, we get accolades on the quality for such a small price.
Golly, let's dig in. Gentlemen, yeah, delicious. My goodness, the calamari light and the short rib, the way it just fell off the bone, and paired up with the potato and the arugula was just delicious, and the polenta. How can we find out more about Mad Vin?
You go to the website, which is thelAnsby.com, and on there you'll see Mad Vin. Click right on that, it'll take you right through the restaurant, shows you the menus. We do happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 6. Has our brunch, everything you need to know on that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Chef Beto.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time this afternoon, and especially sharing your talents. And it's worth coming and experiencing for yourself. Cheers. This has been a perfect day in the Ynez Valley, and I couldn't think of a better way to finish it than a visit to Zinke Winery in Los Olivos. I'm looking forward to sampling their wonderful selection and talking with owner Michael Zinke about his brand. Here we are at Zinke. Michael Zinke, Gina, thanks for having us out today.
We're happy to have you here.
Golly, tell us a little bit about Zinke.
Tasting room opened in 2014. Our first vintage was 2012. We produce all handcrafted Rhone varietal wines sourced from the Central Coast.
Rhone varietals, help me.
Yeah, so our primary varietal is Syrah. We also do Grenache, GSM, Grenache Syrah Mourvèdre. We do Viognier, Roussanne, and Marsanne in the whites, as well as a rosé of Grenache.
All right. Where do you source your grapes?
We source Saint Ynez all the way up to Paso Robles. So we work with about a dozen different vineyards, many of which are certified organic or sustainable. And we work all, like I said, all along the Central Coast.
Well, I have had your wine before, and it's amazing. Can you tell us how you ended up here in Los Olivos?
Kind of a unique story. I was born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I went to culinary school down in Pasadena at the Le Cordon Bleu program there. And from there, I kind of discovered the St. Ynez Valley, came up here all the time, tasted through the valley, bought a lot of wine, drank a lot of wine, and really just kind of dug my heels into learning more about the industry. I worked for Firestone, I worked for Sans Liege, and then 2012 started Zinke.
Not only your wine, but this is an incredible space. Tell us about your space.
So this space is very unique to Los Olivos. We have a large yard. The actual house itself is an old Sears and Roebuck kit home from the early 1900s. It was delivered on rail and assembled on site. It's been retrofitted and is now this beautiful tasting room that we have here.
What are we going to be tasting here first today?
First, we're going to pour our 2016 Viognier from White Hawk Vineyard up in Los Alamos.
Viognier.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
So in Viognier, you typically get a lot of tropical floral notes. This is very true to that. We have a little bit of new oak in this, so you get a little bit of toast, kind of brioche type of flavor, highlighted by those fruit and floral characteristics.
I agree with all of that. It's delicious. And it's not necessarily a varietal that is common to a lot of folks. They know the Chardonnay, Sauv Blanc, but Viognier is not like an offshoot or a one-off. It's actually a standard grape, is it not?
Right, exactly. You will definitely find single varietal Viogniers, both in the Old World and New World. So. The next wine is our 2015 Syrah from Kimsey Vineyard. Kimsey is a certified organically grown vineyard in Ballard Canyon.
What do you mean by certified organic?
So they went through a very long and arduous process to obtain an organic certification. And so this allows wineries that are also organic to put the organic certification on their labels.
So special. Cheers.
Cheers. This is a Syrah. This is from Block 1 of Kimsey Vineyard. This wine is going to have a lot of deep, dark, like blueberry, blackberry fruit characteristics. It's also going to have a little bit of smoke, tobacco, a little bit of earthiness, both from the soil and from the new oak that we use on it.
I agree with all of that. And where does Syrah stand as far as a standard out and about? It's, where is it compared to like a Cabernet that people would be more comparative?
Yeah, so Syrah is it's big in profile, big in structure. It's not it hasn't quite taken off yet as much as Cabernet has, Merlot, Pinot Noir, mostly because there's such a wide wide spectrum of styles. You can have cool climate Syrahs, warm climate Syrahs, you know, something in between. Ballard Canyon is on the cooler side, very windblown, you know, kind of a tough place for grapes to grow, which produces the best wine grapes.
The stress on the grapes creates the
Exactly.
flavor.
Exactly. You don't want to have, you know, beautiful, fertile soil for wine grapes. You want them to kind of struggle and really, you know, put all their effort into their grapes.
Yeah, this is amazing, Michael. What would you pair this with?
So I spent a lot of time in Wyoming, and so one of my favorite pairings for this wine is game. You know, elk backstrap thrown on the grill, paired with some foraged mushrooms, morels, chanterelles, and then some type of like a veal demi-glace served with the meat.
Wow, that sounds good. What else would you like us to know about Zinke?
So here at the tasting room, we host all kinds of special events, which our general manager, Gina, was going to tell us about.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, so we host events here weekly. I think that makes Zinke very unique to a lot of the other tasting rooms in Los Olivos. Every single Saturday, rain or shine, we have live music from 1 to 4 out on our front grass. We also often, most of the time, have some really fantastic local food trucks or other local catering companies come out to feed our tasting room guests. And then we also have a lot of private events here as well. So each different section that we have in our tasting room, we have our front lawn, our back patio, our conference room, obviously our main floor in the tasting room can house some really fantastic different venues. We have small weddings, we have really fantastic spaces for rehearsal dinners, baby showers, wedding showers, any kind of special event that you've got in your life is going to be really great here. Not only is our wine fantastic, but we also, not only is this a home, but we really like to make you feel at home here at Zinke.
Thank you so much for having us out today. How can folks find Zinke?
So you can visit our website. We have a wonderful website at zinkewines.com, at Zinke Wines on Instagram. You can visit our Facebook page, or the best way is just pop in and pay us a visit.
Fantastic. In Los Olivos in the Ynez Valley, 40 minutes north of Santa Barbara, 2 hours from LA.
That's right.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Nice.
It's been another wonderful day in the Ynez Valley. Now I'm going to head back in the ForFriends Inn for some wine and a quiet evening. We'll see you next time.